Here's the tower.
Welcome to a special Thursday edition of Here's the Tower. Folks, hard to believe, but it was 24 action-packed episodes ago that we started playing Fantasy Cabinet. Fantasy Cabinet. Even harder to believe that we're still alive. Wow. I really didn't expect this. As I'm sure you recall, for about 6 weeks leading up to the presidential election last year, Here's the Tower listeners were invited to visit kcomposite.com to fill in their brackets with the names of the people they thought would be in the cabinet of the President of the United States 100 days after Inauguration Day 2021. Now, this game was not easy. It took a lot of time to play. Not just in the waiting game to see who got elected and who got nominated to the cabinet, etc., but it took a lot of time for people to sit down and fill out a bracket with 16 educated choices for who they actually thought would be in the cabinet. And for some players, this was more than a month before the election. Because of all the hard work it took for each person to play a game as complicated as this one, I was really thrilled to have actually received 8 entries. Honestly, I don't know if I expected that anyone would actually do this, or that there would be a need to even create this episode 31 weeks later. But I guess people will do just about anything for the chance to win a free novelty coffee mug these days. It was even better that all the entries were really good. It was anyone's game, and I thought all of them had a chance to win. So a big thanks to everyone who took the time to play Fantasy Cabinet. Fantasy Cabinet. This episode's coming to you on a Thursday because today is the end of the president's first 100 days in office. And in this envelope, I have the name of the winner of the 2020 U.S. presidential election. Now, I haven't looked yet, so let's open it up. Let's see. And it is Joe Biden won the presidential election. Wow. Huh. Yet another peaceful transfer of power in the world's oldest democracy. And why wouldn't it be? Everyone involved was an adult, and one of the first things we learn as children is how to accept things when they don't go our way. You certainly don't see me throwing a fit because a bunch of people unsubscribed after the Lester's Mailbag episode. I'm not really sure what the problem was with that one, but a lot of folks didn't want to hear any more of whatever that was. Maybe they didn't care for the foul language or just wasn't their brand of humor, but honestly, I'm glad they left. Now it's just us. An exclusive club. You get me. I like that. You know, listening to Here's the Tower, it's like living in Rhode Island or speaking Swedish. It's like a small group of people who share a common bond. And that common bond, that's all of us, right here.
I thought it was just gonna be VIPs.
That common bond, that's Tower Nation. Oh yeah, Fantasy Cabinet. Fantasy Cabinet. Now, if someone had managed to pick all 16 cabinet members correctly before the election, there were 115 points you could put on the board. None of our players did that because it's basically impossible, but they did post some pretty impressive scores. The scores range from 0 to 32, with most players in the 10 to 13 area. Our second and third place players tallied up 24 and 25 points, but our winner broke out from the pack, topping them all with 32 points.
Nice.
So without further ado, it's time to announce the winner of Fantasy Cabinet. Fantasy Cabinet. Who will be awarded the coveted prize of a Here's the Tower coffee mug that says, on one side, of course I listen to Here's the Tower, And on the other side, I suffer from IPS, Irritable Person Syndrome. Very handsome coffee mug. And the winner, with 32 points, is Mark. I happen to know this listener. He's my brother. Wow. Great job, Mark. Maybe with this success, you'll finally earn the respect of our parents. Maybe even move up into that prized position of being their favorite child. And if nothing else, just watch your mailbox because you got a brand new coffee mug coming your way. Fantasy Cabinet. Now, if you're one of those people who played the game and now you're heartbroken because it turns out that you just don't have what it takes to predict the future of executive branch politics.
This is a lot of shit.
And you'd like to get your own novelty coffee mug despite your inadequate cabinet guessing skills.
Unrewarding.
Or maybe you're just a Here's the Tower fan or a novelty coffee mug enthusiast.
Yes, always.
I'm glad to tell you can get your own Here's the Tower novelty coffee mug at kcomposite.com/shop. There are other great items available also, including another coffee mug that says "Good morning" on one side and "Fuck this meeting" on the other side. But be sure to have the proper side of the mug facing to where people can see it. You don't want the people in your meeting to actually have a good morning. There are also shirts and hoodies in the shop, including the one that says "Can you see my screen?" and the classic "Ask me about my hostages." You can get all those items and more at kcomposite.com/shop. And you can see all the results of Fantasy Cabinet and everyone's scores at kcomposite.com/bracket. Fantasy Cabinet. As a side note, I also made a bracket, but I didn't publish it online. Had I played in the game, my score would have been 1. Thanks to everyone who played: Pat, Deanna, Matt, Mark, David, Julie, Betsy, and Jessica. Thanks for playing Fantasy Cabinet. Fantasy Cabinet. A brand new episode of Here's the Tower is coming at you next week.